and help my older sister move. Oh, move all of her things into her new house, so that's pretty freaking cool. So you know how some people, and especially in small towns, people are too nosy. Your neighbors are too nosy because everyone knows one another. You know, that's really kind of what I like about you, all of you all that listen, all of you all. The community that I come from is a very tight community, small community. I don't know how tight we were, but it seems like we were pretty tight, man. It seems like we all come together whenever in need. Oh, there we go. Okay, thanks. And all I can really say about the people that you have, as far as there might be some people that get on your nerves in this world, in this life a little bit, but you know that if you need them, they're going to be there. Those are really the people that you need to keep close to you. I've always, George Lucas said something one time that kind of made me think, and he said that there are two different kinds of people. That there are creators and that there are destroyers, and that creators tend to align themselves with other creative people, and destroyers tend to, kind of knock things down. He says he kind of likes to align himself with creators. And the way that Wallace Wattles kind of describes it is that there are creators and there are competitors. And the competitors are the people that are trying to keep up with the Joneses, that they're constantly competing with one another to get the bigger and the better deal. Whereas the creators, us creators, the creative people, we really don't worry about those petty things, because the truth of it is that the competitive people are normally competing for the things that the creators create. So while creators create, haters are going to hate, and we're going to keep it rocking and rolling like it was 1988. So yeah, I can definitely say that my heart hurts today whenever I found out about a beautiful young lady losing her life last night. Total tragedy, and we'll get into a little bit more of that on a later show, because I don't really want to disrespect anyone. However, I do want to show some respect by saying that much love goes out to the family and all the other river rats out there that we grew up and rode the bus together and all that kind of stuff. And yeah. So if everyone could just kind of say a little prayer, for Renee's family, and that's about all I can ask for y'all, man. It's one of those things, you know what I'm saying? Life is definitely too short, so if there is that someone out there that you're thinking about sending them a message or sending them a text or getting to know them a little bit better, I'm going to go ahead and let you know that Robcast says that it's all right, man. Give them a call, send them a text. You never know what's going to happen. There's still good people out there in this world. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? And I know that some of us that are single are just locked into it, that we're happy, quote unquote, quotation marks, happy. And I think a lot of it has to do with we're tired of putting up with other people's bullshit. We don't have to anymore. We're adults. I think once you hit 40, you realize that you are in the control of your own destiny, and you don't have to put up with anyone else's bullshit, and that you can provide for yourself, And if you're a woman, you don't have to marry some man so that he can buy you a house. You can buy your own motherfucking house. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. But the bad thing about that is that we do get locked into the mentality that we are happy and that we don't need, quote unquote, need anyone else. Well, I think everyone needs someone. I think that part of also being an adult is admitting that and saying, hey, someday it's going to happen. If it's going to happen, it'll happen. And it'll happen whenever you least expect it. So, and times like this too, it makes it nice after a flood, after tragic events and stuff like that, that you do have friends and homeboys and homegirls that you can lean on. So it's a time in your life right now to say thank you to those kind of people that do cut for you and that do stand up for you. And that one neighbor that you do like, yeah, maybe get them something a little bit extra for Christmas this year. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I went through a lot of my life not having the moral compass that most people are born with and that they're trained on from the birth. Bible Belt, Christian, Southern Baptist, baptized, love God, saved by Jesus, happily, all of these things they might prepare you for the real world, but they don't prepare you for things like drug addiction. They don't prepare you for things like taking, 20 or 30 Vicodin ESs a day all through my 20s. So, I guess what it comes around to is that people do change, and that if you did know someone 5, 10, 20 years ago, and they were, let's just say, addicted to Vicodin, some of us are blessed. Some of us haven't had to worry about a monkey being on our back for 16, 17 years now, 18 years now. So, some people do come around and they do get a second chance in life. And they do take that bull by the horns. You know what I'm saying? And hey, Lord knows, man, I'm not perfect. I'm a fucked up fucking person. But I'm happy, and I try to be happy, and I try to, if I can't try to inspire someone, then I really don't want to try to say anything to them. You know what I mean? If I can't make someone feel a little bit better about themselves, or have a better day, or tell them that I appreciate their service in the military, or, you know what I mean? And to let people know that they are appreciated, and that human beings depend on other human beings in this world, no matter how much we want to admit it. And it's not on Facebook. Facebook friends are one thing, and you can look on there and people say one thing and do one thing and whatever. But I'm talking about the people that you will actually pick up the telephone and call, or that will pick up the telephone and call you, like my homeboy, Boomer. What's up, Boomer? It's getting ready to flood, and one of my homeboys calls me from 3 states away saying, do I need to bring my enclosed trailer to get your bikes out of there? It's people like that you need to let know that you've always appreciated their friendship. And that's all I'm saying. And if it's in the stars for some of us to be single at 50 as we were at 40, then I guess that's in the stars. I mean, we definitely just need to try to inspire one another. And we definitely, you know what? I've run into this too. People get bitter. I against the opposite sex, or against the same sex, I guess, if you're LBGTQ, LMPQRT. Just fucking just done with dealing with them. You know what I mean? And I wish I could turn that switch off, because I thought about it after the fact. I'm at the ATM, or no, I'm at the store, and there's a beautiful lady at the ATM, and she kept talking to me, and then she went out to her car, and then she came back, and then she talked to me again, and she went out and she got in her car, and then my brother and I got in his truck, and I was like, oh, it's been so long, and I just don't put myself out there enough, I guess, that I said that she was fucking hitting on me. I was like, I didn't even realize it. It's too late. I could have like given her a card, tell her, hey, listen to Robcast Radio. I'll put you on the air. If you'd like to audition, you can come back to the casting couch, and you can sit on my lap. We can talk about what pops up, baby. But no, none of that even crossed. I was more interested in fucking scratch-off lottery tickets. So that tells you how much of a poonhound the old Rob is nowadays. But no, seriously, I think it all boils down to the fact that sometimes we do get a little bit too settled in, too complacent, and too happy in our routines and stuff like that, that we don't take that opportunity to let that special someone in, or even if they're not that special someone in, maybe take that opportunity to at least try. I mean, fuck, if you know, the number one thing that they ever taught me in sales, right, is that if you don't ask, you're not gonna get it. If you never ask for it, you're not gonna get it. That's one fucking thing I can guarantee you. And just a classic example of that is we were in a Family Dollar the other day, yesterday, and there is this display, like a Halloween display, but it was M&M. My sister-in-law collects M&M stuff. So I could tell it's a new kid behind the counter. Well, by the way, he talked or whatever afterwards, but I asked him, I was like, hey, this display, it's an M&M display. It doesn't even have M&Ms in it anymore. It's empty or whatever. Let me have it with my purchase. And he agreed to it. He gave me the display, and I left with it. Now, my brother was looking at me, and I was like, hey, man, if you don't ask, you don't get it. You know? And that's that's a little thing. But that technique in the sales, Russell and Smith Ford, because you would come in to buy a $50,000 truck, and I would just ask you for fucking, $50,000 cash, baby, plus tax. Put it on the table, bitch. Let's rock. And you'd be surprised at how many people would just pull out a briefcase. They're not fucking around in Texas, folks. People be rolling around with some fat chunks of cash up in Texas. Matter of fact, I was out in the oil field, what was it? Or was it earlier today, loading the trailer onto a trailer. And it's a trip, man. See millionaires in overalls, dude. Maybe billionaires, I'm not sure. But anyway, just a little reminder, fellas, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all my little maniacs across the world, that we are blessed to be alive today. And if you've got your parents around, give them a call, send them a text, send them an email, but let them know that you love them and you appreciate them bringing your monkey ass into this world, you hear me? And if you don't have your parents around anymore, they're looking down on you, and they are motherfucking proud of you right now. So keep on doing the right thing, like a chicken wing hanging on a string. And we're going to keep rocking and rolling. I'm going to do the late night. I'm going to have to do this late at night if we're going to do it. So we are going to do it until I move back home, which is not going to be very long. Until then, we'll be broadcasting live, uncut, and unrated from beautiful Alvin, Texas. But looters, motherfuckers, don't be fucking around my house, because I do be there at night. As a matter of fact, we just now left there just a few minutes ago before we got here. And I do have a neighbor on either side watching my house. And I told them straight up, just light these motherfuckers up if they're not me, period. So crack monkeys, looters, meth heads, beware. Don't be fucking around Rocket Lane, because we will shoot you motherfucking dead and then call the motherfucking police, period. Anyway, not to get on that sore subject, but I did hear that they were looting back in the back of Holiday Lakes, and homie don't play that. You know what I'm